Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Chari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashta Priyashva Bhadreshu Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we continue to read 9th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam. So 9th canto today, canto 9, text, chapter 10, text 55. Premṇānuvṛttyā śīlena praśraya-avanatā satī bhiyā hriyā bhāva-jñā bhartuḥ sītāharan manaḥ. Premṇānuvṛttyā śīlena praśraya-avanatā satī bhiyā hriyā bhāva-jñā bhartuḥ sītāharan manaḥ. Premṇānuvṛttyā. Because of service rendered to the husband with love and faith. Śīlena, by such good character. Praśraya-avanatā, always very submissive and ready to satisfy the husband. Satī, chaste. Bhiyā, by being afraid. Hriyā, by shyness. Cha, also. Bhava-jñā, understanding the attitude of the husband. Bhartuḥ, of her husband, Lord Rāmacandra. Sītā, Mother Sītā. Aharat, simply captivated. Manaḥ, the mind. Mother Sītā was very submissive, faithful, shy, and chaste, always understanding the attitude of her husband. Thus, by her character and her love and service, she completely attracted the mind of the Lord. Purport: as Lord Rāmacandra is the ideal husband, ekapatni vrata, Mother Sītā is the ideal wife. Such a combination makes family life very happy. Yad yad acharati shreshtas, tat tat evetaro janaha. Whatever example a great man sets, common people follow. If the kings, the leaders, and the brahmanas, the teachers, would set forth the examples we receive from Vedic literature, the entire world would be heaven. Indeed, there will be no longer hellish conditions within this material world. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 9th canto, 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Pastimes of the Supreme Lord Rāmacandra. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjala Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. So we have a very interesting verse, and in modern days, somewhat unpopular verse. If you would present this verse to the general assembly of city of Munich, I think there'll be lots of complaints and lots of disagreements. What is this verse about? This verse about is the harmony. But Prabhupada says the real reason why we actually follow all these our dharmas as a man, as a husband, as a guru, as a disciple, is to create a harmony within this material world. Prabhupada says, if we do this, if we set forth these examples, if we give these examples, the whole world will become heaven. And then there will be no longer hellish conditions with this material world. So this is actually the reason why we should follow all these dharmas. Vanasham dharma and all personal dharmas, swadharma, your own occupational duty, they should all be followed to create a harmony in the world. Because by not having this, as we see Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita in the first chapter, he speaks, if all this is not followed, the tradition, then everything will be polluted. The whole world will be polluted. So tradition has to be followed. And this tradition is very... It was an India tradition, and it's slowly diminishing also, because the Indians, as we see here, it's not only the first verse yesterday, that the Ram was also ideal husband. It's not that only wife has to be ideal, the husband has to be ideal too. So if the husband is not ideal, then the women will not follow. I was yesterday researching for this lecture yesterday, the divorce rate. The divorce rate in Germany is 34%, which is around 130,000 people every year get divorced. This is a lot of people, 130,000 people. In India, percent is 0.1, which is nothing. But in India, there's a 1.4 million divorces every year. That's a lot. For the population, billion or whatever, 200 million people, it's nothing. But 1.4 million people get divorced every year in India. This is a lot. And there was the reasons, they describe what is the reasons mostly. The reasons is the financial independence of women, the disagreement in the families, the unfulfilled expectations, the harassment from the husband's family, and so on and so forth. So meaning that the reason why people divorce is the people say, okay, now I have my own money, and I don't need to depend on you anymore. I don't need to tolerate this, because there was like every other abuse, there's a lots of abuse in the name of religion too. Like there's abuse, we know in the history of India, the abuse was, as Prabhupada says, the Brahmanas abused the power, and they started eating meat in the name of sacrifices. So Buddha came and said, hold on, stop this. And then he created completely new religion without Sanskrit, because Brahmanas were so arrogant and so dominant that everything you have to do, you have to go through Brahmanas, first grain, first this and that. And each of those you have to pay the fee. So the people had enough of it, and everything is conducted in Sanskrit. They could not understand it. So when Buddha came, he said, no, you don't need to. Everybody can be monk. Man can be monk. A woman can be monk. Shudra can be monk. Anybody can be monk. And you don't need to speak Sanskrit. You can speak Pali, this local language. So thousands join Buddhism for that reason. And for that reason, many thousands of people join Christian church in South India, particularly Kerala, I've heard. Because you as a Shudra, you have no... as you have caste Shudra, you are lowest of the society, everybody's spitting on you. And then you said, well, I'm going to this religion treats me respectfully. So meaning that we have to understand that everybody has a responsibility and obligations, not only lower, you can say, the receiving end, they have to be surrendered. No, you also have to be. You have to show the qualities of Brahmana, respect, titikshasva karunika, suhrida sarva dehinam, all friend of all living entities. One devotee told me, he's from England, born in England. He's an Indian body, born in England, and he went to India for the first time. And so they were taking some rickshaws. His relative took him. They were taking rickshaw, and so the man from England, they gave the rickshaw money, and he said, "Thank you very much." And his relative said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I thanked him." I mean, he said, "No, we don't treat lower caste like this. We treat them roughly." And he says, "Why?" He says, "I'm from England. We treat everybody nicely there. Why would you?" He says, "No, he's a lower caste. He should be treated roughly." So this kind of attitude creates this so-called unchastefulness and unfaithfulness, because women had enough. Why should I be raped? Why should I be, not have a right to say anything? One devotee told me that he's coming from a village, and he said that when he gets married, his wife has to serve his parents, and tolerate the abuse. I said, "Why should she be abused? She married you." She said, "No, this is how it should be. She comes to our family, we should abuse her." So this kind of mentality is, I understand that people are saying, "Look, we have had enough of this. So therefore, I'm divorcing, or I'm not. Why should I be chaste or faithful for what? To whom?" Because the other side also have to be faithful. So both sides have to be faithful. And in the West, this is, at least in that sense, doesn't exist. So we have to learn the proper way. In India, they have to learn how to, the higher castes or higher, you can say, roles, how to behave properly. But in the West, they have to learn how to behave properly at all. So, and this is what Srila Prabhupada says about this. He says, an ideal husband and wife are generally called Lakshmi Narayan. To compare them to the Lord and the goddess of fortune, it is significant that Lakshmi Narayan are forever happy as husband and wife. So this is a huge task for the Western world, to stay married to one woman and one woman married to one man. As I said, divorce rate in Germany, 34% a year. This is a huge, 140,000, 30,000 people get divorced. This is unbelievably huge. So this will have to stop. So people have to learn this. And why? The Prabhupada says here, a wife should always remain satisfied with her husband, and a husband should always remain satisfied with his wife. And Chanakya Shloka said, that if wife is satisfied with the husband, and husband is satisfied with the wife, the goddess of fortune automatically comes. In other words, if there is no disagreement between husband and wife, all material opulence is present and good children are born. So this is very important. They actually, Lakshmi Narayan are present in the home of a faithful couples. So Prabhupada speaks on further in some other conversation. Rāmacandra requested his wife, "You cannot go with me," when he was cursed to go for the forest. 14 years. "It is very difficult. You are king's daughter. You are brought up so nice and you are so beautiful. You cannot go. You cannot take the trouble of living in the forest." And Sītā said, "No, I am your wife, married wife. I must go even if you go to hell." So as I taught yesterday about the faithfulness, that Rāmacandra was faithful to his wife, to ekapatnivṛttyā he gave, but his Sītā was equally faithful. Sītā was very faithful. She said, "If you go to hell, I'll go with you, because this is what I'm supposed to do." Because Prabhupada says, this is the ideal wife. She could have refused. "Oh, your father has ordered you to go to the forest. You can go. I shall go to my father's house and I shall remain there." Imagine Sītā said, so Ramayana will never happen, But Sītā said, "No, I will actually go with you because you are my husband." She is prepared. She must be prepared to accept any circumstances for the husband. Not that the husband is rich and the wife is very faithful. And when he has come down to be poor, and he's going to forest, the wife's giving up his company. You don't have money anymore. Get lost. No, wife means better half. She must abide, just like a shadow follows the reality. Similarly, the wife is the shadow of the husband. Wherever the husband goes, she must go. Whatever the husband wants, she must carry out. So this is again another point. Ideal husband, as we said yesterday, is the one who is fully dedicated to the service of the Lord. So if the wife follow the husband who is actually serving Krishna and going to Krishna, then she would also go to Krishna. Very easy. Just like if we serve the Guru is serving Krishna and we serve him, we first of all acquire his qualities. Second of all, we will go to the destination where he goes. So if Guru goes back to Godhead, we go back to Godhead. Very simple. So Prabhupada says, of course, in this country, this was in America, this interpretation is taken differently. The wife is made a slave. But actually, it is not so. She was kidnapped in the jungle. Rāmacandra thought that she was beautiful, she was young. We shall be in open jungle. It may be some demons may come, but actually it happened. So the Rāmacandra massacred the whole family of Ramana only for Sītā. So as the husband saw the wife was so faithful, she could not remain alone. She might accompany the husband even in the forest. And the husband was so faithful, oh, my wife has been kidnapped. So he massacred the whole family of Ramana. So this is the point here, that if both sides are doing their proper duties or dharma, then the harmony will be there and the Krishna will be present. Lakshmi Narayan said will be present in their home. So it's nice to have a Lakshmi Narayan in your home. And this is again, first of all, people have to, in the West, people have to understand that they are committing sinful activities. They should stop committing sinful activities, that they are not the body. You read last night in the Bhagavad Gita that the very, very first lesson Krishna taught Arjuna, when Arjuna was throwing the bow, he cannot fight, and he wanted to take sannyas. The Krishna said, that never was a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor shall any of us in the future cease to be. Meaning, Krishna, the very first lesson is that you are not the body. And based on this information, you can build up the whole lifestyle, the social life, and everything. But if this is wrong, then everything is wrong. And this is the material, this is the Western world. So that's need to be understood in the West. And in India, they have to understand this other thing, that I'm not entitled by being born, or by being born as a male, therefore I'm superior, or by being born as a Brahmana, I'm superior. Actually, they have to acquire the qualities of Brahmana, the qualities of the decent human being. Prabhupada says, unless one's worship, first of all, unless one follows the rules of Varnashram Dharma, and unless one worships the Lord, this person is considered to be on the level of animals. Prabhupada gave this interview in San Francisco on the TV. Imagine, TV, first time, Prabhupada 67, I think. And the man asked him, and Hare Krishna means what? You are chanting Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna means what? And Prabhupada says, Hare Krishna means that we have to surrender to God. If you're not surrendered to God, you're an animal. On the TV. And people were like, oh. And the man was very nice. He said, yeah, what does that mean? So Prabhupada explained. So this is what it is. We have to come to the platform of a human being, no matter where we are born, in India, or we are born in Africa, or wherever we are born. A human being means following the principles of Dharma, enunciated by Krishna in the Vedic Shastras, and acquiring the qualities. And then we can actually expect somebody to follow us. Otherwise, why would anybody follow me? For what? Anyways, and Madhvacharya said here, this is a nice verse by Madhvacharya, Prabhupada quoted, a woman should think of her husband as the Supreme Lord. A disciple should think of the spiritual master as the Supreme Lord. A Shudra should think of Brahmana as the Supreme Lord. And servant should think of the master as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this way, all of them will automatically become devotees of the Lord. In other words, by thinking this way, all of them will become Krishna conscious. So those who are in a superior position, like Brahmanas, they should give the example, and therefore they have to be Krishna conscious. And then those who serve them, they will also become Krishna conscious. And in the end here, Prabhupada gives this, this was in 1970s, 60s, late 60s. Prabhupada's writing a letter to his disciples, married couple. He said, please accept my blessings. I'm so glad to know that Krishna did not allow you to do something that was not his plan. Krishna wanted you both, husband and wife, to be engaged in organizing nice preaching center. So this is according to Prabhupada, Krishna's plan. So the husband and wife are maintaining a preaching center. And this way, they're both of them engaged in the preaching mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is for us relevant, meaning even if we cannot run the preaching center, we should support the preaching center in any way we can, by services, by donations, by nowadays it's very easy. Everybody does the home office work. We can do also home office for the temple. You know, we can propagate the temple on the internet and so on and so forth. So we have to do this service to the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and in this way, then both husband and wife will be achieving success. Because ultimately, at the end, there is no husband and wife. This is just illusion. This is just a bodily platform. So the roles we have to play is because this is how, by following this Varnashram Dharma, Daivi Varnashram Dharma, we can actually come to the platform of realizing we are not a man or woman or whatever the bodies we are. So I thank you very much. I think this was 20 minutes. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah, so I just...
Hare Krishna Danakeli, I hear you. I see you are there. Yes.
Yeah, Prabhu, I just have a question. So nowadays, like there is a new trend, like there is like a separate community, LGBTQ, and also
Yes.
What like does Srimad Bhagavatam say, or like how can, for example, they here like we see like Mother Sītā, like she is being faithful and chaste to Lord Rāmacandra, and then like if both of them live in harmony, then Lakshmana will be in their home and all. But like how to understand this? Like what does Srimad Bhagavatam say? Like
first of all, as we were speaking yesterday, the society goes through the motions, which is dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Dharma is following the religious principles. Artha is developing economic development. Kama, sense gratification, and moksha, liberation. So as we spoke yesterday, amongst us, not on the lecture, that West is on a long time already at the end of kama, of sense gratification, and India has just now entered from dharma, entered the artha, the economic development. Everybody's making money. Yes, let's do it. You know, so this is the India where everybody was fired up about making money. This is the level of the society right now. And after everybody makes sufficient money, your children, when you start making lots of money, you build big houses and you have big cars, and your children and your children will be engaged in kama, in sense gratification. And then there'll be called pandemonium. And after this stage of sense gratification, people will be ready finally to talk about liberation. So this is what's going on in the West. The sense gratification has taken over so much that even now many people are discussing. So our philosophy, first of all, again, we preach for people to understand that sense gratification is not helpful in making spiritual progress. So LGB, whatever Qs, whatever the name of this thing, whatever the sexual orientation they have, this is based on a sexual orientation, meaning it's based on a sinful life. So, and ultimately there is no difference, LGBT or not LGBT. Sense gratification is a sense gratification. So we are preaching people to stop sense gratification, because if you don't stop sense gratification, and if you don't stop meat eating, Prabhupada says, you cannot understand spiritual life. You cannot. Prabhupada says those spiritualists who are eating meat, they're devoid of mercy. They cannot understand this. They cannot understand Krishna. So in the same way, if you're excessively engaged in sense gratification, like this community, as you say, that if your entity, your identity is based on your sexual orientation, that means that your sinful activity is the prime guidance in your life. So this has to be stopped. And Sītā was not at all engaged in sense gratification. She was beyond socially looking. Sītā is, of course, we know, transcendental entity, but socially, from the our point of view, she was very chaste. She was, she never engaged in sense gratification. She never had boyfriends. She was from father. She was married to one man, and she served this young man. So this is very higher level of human existence, which is a mode of goodness, first of all, and second of all, sinless life. And from this sinless life, she could understand spiritual life much, much better. So this is what our view is on this. My view on this is that they're doing something wrong, and they have to understand this. Not them, anybody. Even if somebody say I'm not whatever gay or whatever, but yes, but you have six women, changing girlfriends. This is also not. This is wrong. This is wrong. Therefore, Prabhupada married his disciples. You have to be married. He told them in San Francisco at that time, like a free love, and Prabhupada says, no, you have to be married. He married disciples. This was a big thing. So the same way. No, stop sense gratification. Just stop sense gratification. That's all. Whatever LGB or whatever you are, stop. If you want to make progress in spiritual life, if you want to keep it on, nice, you can come and slowly get purified. But this, what you do, is not going to help you at all in your spiritual life. At all. Zero. On the contrary, it will just drag you down. Anything else? Anybody online here? Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. Gaura Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.